This room has a lot of like PTSD for me. It's been like probably over 2 years at this point where I haven't filmed in this room, and quite a bit has happened since then. And it's a bit triggering to be in here again. But lately I felt like I needed to reclaim things in my life. I literally have just felt almost like suffocated by my life and so fearful. Like, I've been so scared of losing everything, literally everything, that I'm just, I don't know, I feel like I'm in suspended animation, and every time I try to move forward, something horrible pulls me back. And this room, I don't know, I've had a lot of like people recently come over that found me from content. Like, we are friends because they found me in content, and they always come in here and they're always like so surprised where we used to film, because it's so small. It's literally a sunroom. You guys are probably against the wall. You guys are probably like 4 feet away from me. This room is probably like 6 feet by like 10 feet, and it's all windows. And if it wasn't a mess, maybe I would show you, but it's a mess. Because I don't usually come in here because it's very like, it's very triggering. I keep all the things that trigger me in this room as well. Like, all the like memories that I've had for the last 2 years, I keep it in here. And it's just, God, I don't know. I have this like horrific memory in here that every time I look in this room, I just see it replay in my head. And it was literally like, we have a puzzle table, which is in the other room now. We had a puzzle table, and I was doing the puzzle. I think it was the $2 million puzzle, which you guys saw us start on Smoke and Mirrors. I was doing that puzzle because I was so not okay that I could not do anything else. I could not sit, I could not work, I could not breathe unless I was like fully distracted and doing something so like easy and monotonous. And while I was sitting here, I literally had like my closest friends like message me all in a text message together, angry at me, saying that they were going to leave, and that was, I think, the last time I talked to them. So this room is really triggering. That happened. Raker was also in that like message and came in here while I was reading it, and I don't know, while I was reading it, tears were like just streaming down my face. And the longer the conversation went on and the more I realized what was going on, I just absolutely broke. I was on the ground, literally like laying down. Having one of the worst panic attacks I've had since I was 14. Like, hyperventilating, couldn't breathe, couldn't stop. Because, I don't know, they were my support system. Like, I was already going through so much. Like, I just lost the person that was my rock for 13 years, my ex-boyfriend, and then the people that got me through that all were leaving too. And I like understand and I realize why all was happening. I get it. But that is what I think of every time I'm in here. There's that, there's other memories. Like my boyfriend's brown couch that was in here. We used to film on that, and once it was gone, I was just like, I don't know, so not okay, because I was like, where are we gonna film? Like, I don't have any furniture in the house. Like, this is just another thing that I like can't do or can't provide, and filming in here again is like very weird because of that. Because I like, I don't know, it felt so impossible, and it still does, to like get over it or move on. And like living in this house has so many like hard memories of like the stuff that has gone on for the last 2 years, because I haven't lived here for very long, and I would say more of it was bad memories than good. And it's like, God, I'm really trying not to be a mess and cry during this entire thing, but like living in this house for so long is really hard. It's really awful. Like anytime we leave the house, I feel like 10 times better, but like there's nothing that I can do about it. I mean, I guess there are things that I could do, but if I did those things, it would cause me to lose more. But this house is just, it's very triggering. Like, I know that this probably sounds so weird, but right after my breakup, I started taking a lot of baths, and the only reason is because our bathtub is in our spare bathroom, and it is one of the only rooms in the house that doesn't have memories, because I was never in there. Because we have 2 big bathrooms in this house, and the one connected to my bedroom is the one that I use. So I started becoming a bath person because it was my escape from the house. I know this is probably like very, very random, but hi. It's been a while. I kind of ghosted you guys, and it's not even just on this platform. This platform got the worst because this is kind of like the extra stuff. But like we kind of broke, and it's kind of crazy to say that, considering the fact that the video that I posted first on this, I was like certain that was as low as I could go. That was like absolute rock bottom, and then it got worse, a lot worse, and I stopped. And a lot of people like don't really understand what happened, and it's because I can't talk about a lot of it. And it's frustrating. It's so frustrating. And I know that this sounds like out of the blue, and it's out of the blue for you guys because I haven't been talking about it. I haven't been sharing what's been going on. And I've been like scared too, because a lot of content creators, they warn against like sharing very deep personal things online. And a lot of times the people that do, they eventually start pulling back because of their mental health and because of what people have to say and how people react and what people do. And I definitely saw that with the first video that I posted. There were people that were being very rude about it because they only saw this teeny tiny summary about what actually happened. They weren't living this life with me. And because of that, there were people that were very mean to me about it. And so I understand like coming on content and like sharing these very deep personal things. But I don't know, I've been so scared to share what's been going on. And a lot of it isn't even just, it's deeply personal. It deals with other people. I have spent the last few years dealing with relationships. And it's not just like romantic relationships, it's romantic, platonic, family, all of them. I've been learning about relationships and the good, positive characteristics and the toxic, negative characteristics of relationships. And what's interesting is I've been going through my Saturn return. I talk about it a lot. And my Saturn return was in Pisces. And the thing that I looked at said that it would deal with relationships because I think something in one of my houses, I'm not that into astrology. I don't really understand all of that stuff. But my Saturn return put me on my ass. And if you guys know what a Saturn return is, it's basically Saturn deals with like maturity and like coming into your own. So when you have a Saturn return, Saturn is returning to the same place it was when you were born. That is your Saturn return. Saturn, dealing with maturity, is going to force you to drop things that are no longer serving you. So the way I like to explain it to people is your parents left you alone for the weekend and your mom or dad or whoever gave you this long list of like chores that you had to do while they were gone. And you waited to the last second and now they're coming, Saturn is coming to check up on you to see if you've done all this work for yourself to like fully like grow up. And that is what I've been doing with all of my relationships, and it is really horrible. It's really horrible. Yeah, and I don't know, I understand where it's coming from because I feel like I have a lot of characteristics that are negative, that attract toxic relationships, not so good relationships. Like, for example, like I make excuses for people because I care about them. So it's very much like, oh, well, this person in my life didn't do like the most horrible thing that you could ever imagine. They didn't like stab me physically, but they are doing other things that are hurting me. And I just make excuses of like, oh, they're just having a bad day. Oh, they didn't mean it. They didn't know they were doing it. And it has been very, very difficult and very, very hard. But what I've been going through the last few years has been a lot of learning about these relationships and trying to find relationships that suit me better, that are more compatible for me, and probably more healthy relationships. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to learn how to be in a healthy relationship, and it's very difficult because I have I've been learning about like attachment styles, and my attachment style is like the one that chases people. I probably should have looked it up before I like started making this video, but I've been trying to have a secure attachment style where I'm not chasing anyone and I'm not in a relationship with someone that is avoidant. I don't know why I can't remember avoidant, but I can't remember the other one. But I've been trying to not get so in my head and overthink about things that are not actually happening in my relationship, because my brain is always like, oh my god, I'm a horrible person, like I'm doing all these horrible things, even though like I can't even tell you like why someone would be mad at me or what's going on like in this situation. I get into my head and I'm like, they shouldn't be friends with me, like that's it. And I overthink everything that I'm doing and everything about our relationship to the point where I start even just losing myself, because I see myself so negatively and so incapable of having friends, and like something is wrong with me, that I start losing pieces of myself in order to be this person that they want. So I've been learning how not to do that. I've been learning how to create boundaries. And I'm trying to take this next step where I'm learning to not be afraid of my voice. And it's very scary. I felt like I was in a lot of toxic relationships over the last couple of years, and I have recently gotten out of a lot of those relationships, and I worry that those people are going to somehow come back into my life and continue to hurt me because they want me to like fail at this. They want to take more from me. And it's hard because guys, like if you knew what was going on, you would understand why it is impacting me so much. Like me and Riker. It's, I don't know. I know that I like don't need to share it. I know that I can like keep my peace or whatever. Like I know those things. But every time I try to film a video that isn't talking about it, I feel like I can't be myself, because the things that have happened over the last 2 years have impacted who I am as a person. And I feel like these secrets are like holding power over me, because I am so afraid to make content, and it is just allowing those toxic people to win. So I am trying to learn how to not be afraid of using my voice. And it's something that I don't know. I've been talking to my spirit guides a lot about it, and the last couple of years have changed my reason for making content. So originally I started a little pet channel, and the reason why I started that was to get out of my toxic job. I was not in a good place in life and was trying to get a job, but the job market was just horrible. So I was like, while I'm applying to jobs, I will also like start building this. And then I got another job, like that was my corporate job that I got, which wasn't too bad. It's just not really great for my mind and the way that it works. Corporate is very like stressful for me, but it wasn't where I was before. But once I got this corporate job, once I got out of this toxic job, my reason for creating content changed. And when it changed, I changed my channel. I changed what I was doing. I guess you could say I pivoted. And that's when I started doing like spiritual content. I created a new type of content where I created spiritual, paranormal, mediumship content, and that's why I'm here doing this now. And when I started doing that, it really opened up my eyes to what I truly want to be doing with my life. During all of the like starting of content, I started realizing things about myself. I started realizing that I had a lot of trauma. I started realizing that I was autistic, and I started realizing those things because of other people making content. They started sharing their stories and they were similar to mine, so it made me feel more like I belonged instead of being a misfit or an outcast like I had felt before. And because of that, I wanted to do that for other people. So that was my reason for creating content. I was trying to help people feel like they had a community. I was trying to be a relatable human being. Now I am just so frustrated with the universe. I am so angry at the universe about what has been going on in my life. And I feel like I don't have a lot of options. I feel like people can do these really mean, horrible things to you, and there's just nothing you can do about it. You just have to allow it to happen. And it makes me so angry that my reason for creating content is changing. I want to start being like an advocate. I want to start being a voice for people. And I just think it's funny that I am so afraid to share my story when I want to be a voice for people. I am so afraid of the toxic people in my life coming on my channel and seeing me talk badly about experiences that I had in my life. I'm afraid of what they'll do. I'm afraid of how my life will be impacted by that. But at the same time, I want to use my voice to help people that are in a similar situation to me. I don't want people to be stuck in hard, toxic relationships with people. I don't want people to feel like they can't do anything if they're don't have the resources, don't have the money, whatever. I want to figure out ways for me to start giving back to people, or being a voice or an advocate for people. I want to start being able to change things. Because of the things going on in my life, I am starting to realize how unfair society is, and how skewed it is, and how fucked it is with who has the most money, who's the loudest. There are these perceived elements of power, or whatever you want to call them. And people say the more money you have, the more power you have, but that also can go with how loud you are, the more power you have. You could have $0.00 in your bank account, but you can be the loudest and impact everyone in your life, everyone in society. I don't know. This is the part where I'm get really nervous and stressed about. Talking about me and my life is a lot easier. This part is more it makes me really anxious, because I just have felt really scared that people are going to take this away from me. And it is just something that makes me feel so much like me, that losing it feels like I'm losing a limb. And I don't know what to do or how to do it, but my spirit guides have been telling me and guiding me and being if you want to be a voice for other people, you need to be a voice for yourself. You need to start talking about what has been going on in your life. You need to start sharing what has been going on, because those secrets that you're keeping are literally debilitating you. You have felt it. You have felt like you had to keep this huge piece of you a secret. But I'm going to change that. I'm going to start talking. I'm going to start sharing what has gone on for the last 2 years. I'm going to not be afraid. I'm going to start standing up for myself, because I deserve it. I deserve to not be afraid of my experience and what people will do about it. God, yeah, I don't know. I know this video is probably very kind of all over the place, kind of messy. I'm not even sure fully what I said, because I've been literally thinking about making this video for months, but I've been too scared, because I'm afraid of what people will say or what people will do, and I don't know, I am so scared of losing this, because God, I don't know, I'm just like playing what I think people will say in my head about it, and it is just so disheartening because this is just like, it's my passion. It's like so close to my soul, and I can just hear people saying like, I'm in it for the money, or I guess this was more important than our relationship, or I don't know. But it doesn't matter, because if they do say those things, it's because they didn't understand. They really didn't understand why. They didn't understand me. I'm gonna try not to cry again. I don't know. The next couple weeks I want to talk about what's been going on. It's gonna be kind of like a video diary, I guess you could say. And there are still things that I can't fully talk about, but I'm going to do the best that I can and try to share what I've learned and share, I don't know, share like pieces of my heart that I feel like have been shattered over the last 2 years. But I'm done being quiet about it. I'm done being silent, because I don't know, I literally just watched Ginny and Georgia, and there's an episode where a therapist tells Ginny that secrets hold power unless you're able to share them with people. And I felt that quote, because I don't know, I feel like people are going to try to use my past to hurt me, or try to use my voice to hurt me, or try to take everything away. And I'm so sick of living in fear. So get ready for that. I'm not scared, you're scared. But I'm thinking I want to also share more like deep personal things on my Patreon page. So I am starting a Patreon for Hey Bye. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll put it down in the link below. Yeah, one of the things that I've been thinking about sharing is like how me and Riker met and how all of that went down. So if you guys are interested in the journey that is what happened the last 2 years, my life, I don't know how to make an ending for this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Sorry it's awkward.